Monday, October 1st, 2012. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Squared Circle. I'm Hollywood J. Williams.
John Zimmerman here. We got a great show for you tonight. We've got a guest in the studio, and we got some great information, new shows coming up, and we've got the talking heads in front of us.
We got the talking heads. What's better than that? Got a lot of info to get to and an exciting guest, like John just said. But I'll start it out. We got a couple departures from the WWE in the Divas division. Kelly Kelly and Beth Phoenix. Kelly Kelly is going now, but Beth Phoenix is scheduled to leave sometime this month.
And from what I understand, Kelly Kelly does not even have a non-compete clause, so we could see Kelly Kelly popping up on one of the competitors really soon.
That would be very interesting. So those are some departures there. Also, we have another maybe perhaps injury update out of Drew McIntyre, who they were really thinking was going to be a big deal sooner or later, and he didn't really turn out to be too much.
Unfortunately, Drew McIntyre has always been who McIntyre?
Yeah, but told fans in early September he'd be out of action for a few weeks due to some surgery, and he has appeared on some TV with Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater over the weekend, I guess. He appeared, and I guess he did appear to have been injured. So any big Drew McIntyre or who McIntyre fans out there, your man's going to be out for a little while. This is something kind of interesting. This might be the reason why JBL wasn't at Raw last week. He did some climbing.
Yes, yeah, he did quite a big climb. Right, not many people have done that, and
I give him credit. I mean, I'm into running and cardio and all that, and
yeah.
I thought my greatest feat was running from the Foxen section of East Haven all the way to Mogwin to the beach. But this guy here, JBL, he climbed to the top of Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro, and he planted a WWE flag on top.
Well, now WWE is conquered everywhere, I guess. But being the size and the age that he is, it is quite an accomplishment. A younger man, would be a feat. But JBL, just being the weight and the height that he is.
Oh yeah, he's up there in years. He's not
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, not old, but I mean,
definitely not a young man's, old man's game. Excuse me.
Mm. Anyway, also we have Santino Marella, I guess, claimed he had a close call in a match against Tenzai Friday on SmackDown. It wasn't an injury. It could have been something, You always got to look at these, People have to be careful what they do, and we always say that, even though whatever you want to say, it's choreographed, whatever, things do happen, and we could have had a close call there.
Well, Tensai is a rather large fellow compared to Santino Marella, and it is a mismatch to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
So, things happen, and you got to be careful, and, it is real. Regardless of whether you want to say it's choreographed, whether or not, it is real. The sports injuries happen in every sport.
The injuries are real. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. Got some singing going on by Lillian Garcia. She sang the anthem at the New York Jets versus San Francisco 49ers game at the MetLife Stadium over the weekend. MetLife Stadium, of course, home to
Jets, Jets.
What else?
WrestleMania.
This year's WrestleMania. I still don't know how they're going to brave WrestleMania out in that cold April weather.
Somehow, I think the magic will be there, and we'll have a nice day.
It'll warm everybody up, maybe. Yeah.
Vince will grease the right weatherman.
Exactly. Do you have anything, by the way?
Well, the biggest thing going on right now, right? We have in our studio JOSEF VON SCHMIDT, and for those of you that haven't seen him and don't know who he is, we got a video clip that'll tell you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll show that to you in just a minute. He's very interesting. He's gearing up. He's fired up. He's ready to go. About John Cena's injuries, no storyline explanation has been given. AJ Lee over the weekend during the house shows went out and told everybody that he was hurt. And then CM Punk would always take the mic from her and take credit for the reason why John Cena is not around right now.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting shoot to see Cena come out in that Hell in a Cell and single-handedly beat CM Punk if he's still in the sling. You know, he hit him with the pipe bomb, this past week, and we'll see tonight and later on, what's going to become of that.
Mm-hmm. What about the newest Hell in a Cell there, Sheamus versus Big Show?
I don't see how Big Show even earned this spot. He came in, gave 2 punches, and now all of a sudden he's in a match after being off TV for like a month. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Big Show has been a fan favorite, I guess, and a Vince favorite, since he came into the company. But I really can't see how he earned that spot. I mean, there's some other guys that are more deserving, more guys that are up and coming. And Big Show just comes out of.
Show's been around a while, I guess he just doesn't want to give up his spotlight.
Right, but he comes back from vacation and just walks into the pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. It doesn't sit well with me.
What about? Let's switch gears real quick with the TNA with the this Leva Bates who was the intern, supposed and responsible for the kidnappings of Hulk Hogan and Sting. I really want to see this Aces and Eights. I want them to reveal themselves. Enough is enough.
I want it to be over with, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a Hogan, or now, I mean, they might even lead toward like it being Abyss with the whole brother angle. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, I'm sure, 1, we're going to be disappointed, and 2, it's not even going to be, anything remotely interesting.
It's just like when they revealed when Abyss was saying, "Well, they want me to do this," and it ended up being Hogan and Bischoff.
Right. And we got on the flip side, we got Hornswoggle as the anonymous GM after a year of trying to figure out who the anonymous GM is. It's Hornswoggle under the ring.
It was probably supposed to be somebody else, but
but how underwhelming can it get?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Aces and Eights. It just go away already.
Yeah, just tell us who you are and get it over with. Stop all this violence, and
I'll predict one of them is Luke Gallows. But
we might know that for a fact. Maybe one of them's John Morrison.
That's a possibility. Mm. We haven't seen or heard much of him lately.
The big thing is Jeff Jarrett's behind the whole thing.
That's possible too. I mean, he was out and he was doing some overseas work, and it's possible he's come back.
Yeah, but like any other super group that tries to take out everybody, just like the NWO, just like the Nexus.
Oh, right. We're going all the way back to WCW Bash at the Beach.
Right.
And everything old is new again.
Mm-hmm. But getting back to WWE, Randy Orton starring in a movie called 12 Rounds.
I think I've seen that movie before.
John Cena starred in the original. This
Correct.
is 12 Rounds Reloaded, I should say. I like the original. I like the 12 Rounds with John Cena.
Right. Why do it again so soon?
Even though, I don't know, how long ago did that really come out? 4 or 5 years ago?
Soon enough that we don't need another one. We don't need another one.
Also, we got some news about Brock Lesnar. Yeah, they want to re-sign him, but at a lower pay rate than what he has right now. Right now, supposedly, his deal is about $5 million. They don't want to be giving him $5 million because they want to keep him on for a little longer. Don't feel bad. I've had some illness all week myself. It's the NHTV syndrome.
Absolutely.
It's so bad, that's why Jordan isn't even here.
Right. So why don't we get to Mr. Von Schmidt in the clip?
I think it's about time we did that.
There we go.
We can finish this up afterward.
Address you.
You call me High Commander. I deserve respect. You see these manners I've earned? Not many of you people can ever earn them. I am the best. Call me High Commander. Sir is for someone who is less common than me. Joseph Von Schmidt.
All right, High Commander, how many titles do you currently hold?
Well, to answer that question, let's go to the man himself, Joseph Von Schmidt.
Mr. Von Schmidt.
How many titles do you hold, sir?
Currently, I have 15 in the independents in U.S., Canada, Mexico, and in England.
And beginning with your 2009 tryout with WWE, how did you get into that? What got you into wrestling, and what brought you to that point?
Well, when I was a little kid, when I seen Sergeant Slaughter in the New Haven Coliseum, God rest its soul, I seen Sergeant Slaughter there, and he came out after the show. He picked me up, put me on his shoulder, and from then on in, I knew I was going to be a wrestler. I was hooked from such an early age. And then actually in April of this year, I actually wrestled him in Laconia, New Hampshire. So from starting out as a child, looking up to Sergeant Slaughter, I actually faced him in the ring in April of this year. So
that must have been pretty amazing. So, you got any favorite matches you've had against? Like, would you rank Sergeant Slaughter as being your favorite right now, or have you had others?
Honestly, I've had so many matches. It'd be insulting to some of the people if I had a favorite, because I've been doing it for 12 years now, and I've wrestled with Jake the Snake Abyss, Chavo Guerrero Jr., Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Nikolai Volkov, Shane Douglas. I just wrestled a couple weeks ago. The list goes on and on. Raven. So there's just so many moments that happened to me that I can't really pick out one of my favorite matches. There's lots of key things in different matches that I like, and it's just hard to pinpoint one. So,
well, how did you get into it? Where did you get your training from?
I actually started here in Waterbury, Connecticut, with ECW, Jason Knight and Justin Credible. They had a school here, I think 2001. And then they had a lot of the ECW guys coming through, where I learned a lot of stuff from Fred Curry Sr. The actual 4 people that are still wrestling today that came out of the same school as me is Bull Dread, Mercedes Martinez, and of course Velvet Sky from TNA, and of course me, Joseph Von Schmidt. We're the only 4 surviving students that came out of that school of about 35.
So it must have been a tough training ground then.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. And my training wasn't finished there. After I learned the basics of my training there, I actually went to Mexico City and trained with Mohicano. And I finished my training in Lucha Libre there in 2009.
Well, that had to make some unusual matches for a 6'5" American fellow down in Mexico.
Yes, it did. There was only, that I've seen in the whole touring down there, 2 guys that were either the same size as me or, like an inch or 2 shorter than me. Other than that, they're all pretty much up to my waist. I mean, if you go to my website, I have a picture with Mystico, or Sin Cara as he's called now, but Mystico, and you could obviously see the size difference between me and him, and he's like 5'6".
And what's that website?
VonSchmidtNation.com. That's you can find all the information on what I've done, where I'm going, and where I'll be.
So I understand now you're training others.
Yes, I took over at the Powerhouse Wrestling Academy in New Haven, Connecticut. Anyone who's serious about learning wrestling here in Connecticut, is a place to be. It's in off of Chestnut Street, 33 Chestnut Street, New Haven, Connecticut.
What hours are you usually open?
Actually, we're open right now, but I'm not there. So, yeah, we're open Monday through Thursday, usually 6 to 10. We're open for the nights mostly because more people, that when you start getting over 18 and 21, they have jobs. So,
right.
They work during the day and then they come in at night and they do their training at nighttime.
Well, is it just in-ring training, or do you train for promos, and what else is involved in it?
Well, there's lots of things involved in professional wrestling. It's not just getting in the ring. It's not just knowing how to do moves. It's just not knowing how to play a character. It's lots of different things. You have to know how to build a resume. You have to know what you're even able to do. Some people want to have a delusion of what they're going to be when they can't even be it. It's I help identify what the best skills that you have and what you can be. Because some people that come in, they're like, well, I want to be like Triple H, and realistically, they cannot be like Triple H because number one, Triple H already exists. Number two, they just don't have the stamina and the physique and the physical ability to do that. But there's still lots of other things in wrestling. It's not all about being in the ring. There's referees, there's ring announcers, there's managers. So there's story writers, you name it, sound guys, interviewers like we have here today. So there's just a broad range. To think that it's a small range in wrestling is, a misguided view a lot of people have.
We have a phone call. You are live on the air with the Squared Circle and Joseph von Schmidt.
Is this Joseph von Schmidt?
Correct, yes.
Joseph von Schmidt, you are a god to me. A god.
Well, thank you.
How many titles are you holding now?
15.
Oh my God, this man has been everywhere, in almost every country. I just can't believe it. You are the man.
Thank you.
What are you doing currently, sir? I heard October 27th there's a show coming out.
Yeah, October 27th is my return to Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut. October 27th at the Boys and Girls Club. It's one positive
True, sir, that
place.
there's a man looking around for a zombie and a Dracula?
Yeah, I think so. That's the Bill Marquis, Dracula versus Zombie. So that's going to definitely be interesting. All the people should come out and take a look at that.
There was this guy outside looking through cemeteries for him. He was searching for a zombie.
I'd like to see the footage of that. Did he find him?
Absolutely, that's what I heard.
I
heard these things.
I'd like to see it because if it's the ECW zombie from way back when, then I think he's found the zombie.
Absolutely, but I mean, Joseph von Schmidt, I can't believe you guys have actually gotten Joseph von Schmidt on their show.
We have Joseph von Schmidt right here.
We are very fortunate. That's why you got to watch our show every week. We're on Mondays at 7 o'clock, right before Raw.
Mr. von Schmidt, here's a question for you.
Great.
In 2004, did you ever have a manager?
Yes, I did. I had quite a few managers.
What was their names?
Well, there was one that was the Fogman. Then there was actually 2004. I don't know if Trinity was still my valet then, or actually Velvet Sky, which was Talia back then, was she, for her first match, managed me. So there was a few back then, but all of them, I love them and respect them very much.
And I was looking at the dirt sheets. Is it true you destroyed a banana?
Yes, I did.
Saturday?
Yeah, I made a German banana split at FTW in New York for the House of Glory and Fight the World joint show. I actually wrestled a guy called the Banana Man, and he.
That's what I heard. I heard that was on the dirt sheet.
Yeah.
Also, you just wrestled Sergeant Slaughter.
In April, yes.
Yes, yeah, amazing. You are amazing. This man is amazing. You guys need to be happy that you have this man on the show.
We're ecstatic. We're very fortunate. Very
We're
fortunate.
honored. We're definitely happy to have more guests too.
Yeah, we're looking to have our own zombie on in a couple weeks. Mr. Ron Zombie. We'll get to that soon. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
Thank you.
You too.
All right.
That was an intelligent call. I like that.
Absolutely. His reputation definitely precedes him. What do I do to get involved in your school?
You just can basically come on down, check it out. There's no commitment whatsoever. It's the thing that I do with people that want to be in wrestling is I'm very honest with them, and if you have what it takes, you get in the ring and you try it out. If you don't like it, like I said, there's no commitment, no hard feelings. Maybe that wrestling end isn't for you, but you still love wrestling. There's different avenues that we could discuss and go into. But it's pretty much that simple. You can either contact me through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Powerhouse Wrestling, and you can get more info on it, or you just stop right in. We're very family-friendly establishment, so those are basically the simple and easiest ways to do it. It's not, don't have to jump through hoops to come down to the school.
So what advice would you give to people that want to start out?
Number one is really learn and train the right way, because like these guys were saying earlier about injuries and how they're real, everything about wrestling is getting trained properly. And if you're not trained properly, that's how you get injured. It's not something that you can do just by watching on TV, because there's all different things that you have to learn. You have to learn how to fall, how to take hits, how to move, how to balance. Those are all things that you really need to do. Just doing it on your couch or on your bed is really asking for an injury, because if you don't know a proper way to fall, you are going to get hurt. It's just a matter of time.
Well, like any activity, you need to learn how to do it properly. Not all of us can go out and drive an Indy car. Not all of us can go out and tackle Lawrence Taylor. It takes practice, it takes training, and it takes a guy like Mr. Von Schmidt to clue you in on how to do it. You mentioned, actually the caller mentioned October 27th, Dracula and a zombie. What's all that about?
Well, as you know, with wrestling, the majority of it is, not just the athleticism, it's also the entertainment value of it. And at PWA, we do a lot of different things, and we make it entertaining for the people as well, because, they know that things are choreographed and wrestling is characters, and, if some of you don't know that out there, yeah, I'm sorry. But, yeah, it's just something that it's more of a Halloween bash. It's more of a Halloween party with wrestling there, because there's costume parties. It's not just wrestling. It's costume parties. It's gifts. It's prizes. It's all around. If you got nothing else to do on October 27th, or you're into wrestling and you want a safe alternative for Halloween and trick or treating, October 27th, 7 p.m. One Positive Place, Boys and Girls Club. That's the place to take your kids.
And who else is going to be on the bill? I'm sure it's just more than one match, right?
Well, as long as I'm on the card, it doesn't matter. No, but anyways, yeah, there's going to be a new heavyweight champion crowned, international champion PWA. It's the first title. The tournament started on September 8th, and the final 3 matches are going to be on October 27th. On the first, second round match is going to be actually me versus New York Independent star Earl Cooter, and then it's going to be Buzz Bloodsaw versus Mega Muerte. If you guys haven't seen Mega Muerte yet, he's 320 pounds, 6'5", of just pure intense. He's a beast. He's just a beast. You don't even realize how big he is until you're standing next to him. Pictures don't do him justice. And then, that's one thing I'm worried about if I do win my round, which I know I'm going to, is if I have to face him, that's going to be a tough match, because as big as I am, he's bigger than me. So.
And you got Connecticut's own Bull Dread. You mentioned Bull Dread earlier. Bull Dread's on this card?
Yeah, Bull Dread is taking on the Juggernaut. They had a building feud from the September 8th show where we crowned the Tough 8 tournament, and the winner of that tournament, which was Azrael, is going to get a shot at the champion crowned October 27th on December 1st. That show is going to be announced shortly after the October 27th show.
That's pretty good. So, what do you think about the business the way it is now, though, compared to maybe when you started out? This is a question I like to ask our guests.
Yeah.
Boy, can you repeat the question?
Do you think they're getting away from the the sport and going more towards entertainment, or?
But I think it's the opposite. I think they're totally losing entertainment out of it. You know, look at like the Funkasaurus, look at Ron Simmons. They got such easy things to do, and the people are enthralled by what they do. You know, if I could get a paycheck for saying, you know, some say a curse word or not, but whatever, you know. Let's just say what a beaver builds, right? A dam.
Right.
So if I could get a paycheck for saying what a beaver builds, you know, I'd love to do that. And it's all about entertaining. Realistically, people want to be entertained. Why isn't Ring of Honor as successful as WWE? They just don't understand that there's entertainment that needs to be there. You can just put 14 of the strongest, best, talented guys. There's so many talented, strong guys out there. But if they can't entertain and they just show the same match over and over 7 times in a row, how interested are people really going to be?
Yeah.
How interested are they going to sit there
Absolutely.
and watch it?
The in-ring quality of Ring of Honor is just fantastic. And what they're lacking, like you said, is entertainment value. They're lacking characters. And I think what we're missing today is the characters. I mean, we had larger than life. And, you know, a lot of times, especially in the music business, you know, people aren't going to pay to see 5 guys in jeans, you know, that look like the guy standing next to you in the audience. And I'm not going to pay to see people in the ring that look like Jay Williams sitting next to me in the audience. You know, I want to see something larger than life. I'm going for something to escape the reality.
They focus more on action, Ring of Honor.
Oh, yeah.
They you know, they don't do their talking with a microphone.
they need
the one
characters.
time I saw them, I mean, I was...
Yeah, they need more characters, and I agree with JOSEF von Schmidt. There needs to be more of an entertainment value to the product.
That's probably why they don't actually have a cable contract as of yet, because maybe people just think it's just too sports-like. I don't know.
I think there's also some domination on the cable channels right now anyway, with the expansion of Saturday morning, Saturday night. I believe there's an Ion show, which is on Wednesdays, which is going to premiere. I think somebody's got the cable stations pretty much locked up.
Yeah.
You know.
Then you got your one Thursday night at Spike TV from 8 to 10.
Right. So I mean, how many nights? Where are you going to fit another company in on a cable station, and you know, and who's going to risk that time slot? Really, you know, and especially when you've got a rerun of NCIS doing.
They could always do what
phenomenal
ECW
numbers.
did and put it on at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but,
you know.
but that's the thing. They got to have something that people want to tune in to see at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's what ECW had. ECW had something different, something that no one else was offering, and you know, I was one of the people that would tune in. That's why I went to the school that I went to, because I was a huge fan. Like, I fell out of love with wrestling until I seen ECW. And then when I seen that, I seen a new product of something going in a totally new direction that was not only action, hardcore, hard-hitting, but it was wrestling as well. So, you know, if you're going to put something in at 1 o'clock in the morning, just if WWE, free advice, make sure it's entertaining.
Definitely. Do you have any favorite wrestlers right now that are in the
Yeah, who are you looking at that's entertaining you?
Honestly, I as crazy as this sound is, I don't watch wrestling at all. I don't watch WWE. I don't even know what's going on. That's why you guys were looking over at me. I was intently watching you in the beginning of the show because I don't know what's happening with TNA, WWE, and I just tried to go out there and.
Well, as a promo, you know, I mean, who would you cite as an example? If I wanted to do a promo, who, you know, other than yourself, which, you know, we've just seen you do an awesome promo, who would you cite as an example if I wanted to like emulate somebody's work?
Right now,
Anybody
in
that
WWE or
no, anyone that's out there or had been.
Well,
like Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
you know,
Roddy
was
Piper.
always a great promo.
Roddy Piper for promos, definitely Mr. Perfect for wrestling. Character like a Kamala or Moondogs. I mean, all those old arts. Like when you would tune into wrestling and you did not know, like you had like that sinking feeling that like, is this real or is these guys really that crazy? The guys who can do that and manipulate an audience and people in the audience to make them really question whether it's real or not, those are really the true artists in wrestling right now. And there's a lot of them out there, and there's just a lot of them aren't getting the credit that they deserve, because what happens is it doesn't matter sometimes how good you are out there. It matters what some of the promoters want to see, other than listening to what the people want to see. And unfortunately, I see that happening in mainstream wrestling. A lot of TNA and WWE is going towards what they want to force feed the crowd, not what the crowd wants to see.
So, who would you say are people that you can watch out for as possibly making it big in the business one day, making it to the big leagues?
Yeah, being on the independent scene, you've seen quite a few of the talents that we haven't even gotten our eyes on yet.
Yeah, actually, one of my students, not because of any other reason, not because I'm training him or anything, but Mega Muerte, he's like Batista. He's just a monster. He's got a good look to him. He can wrestle. He's agile. For a 6'5", 320-pound guy, he can jump off the ropes. He can fly like a luchador. And until me, I haven't seen another big guy that could fly like that. So it's amazing. I would be surprised if he doesn't make it big sometime soon. And just a lot of other guys that are coming up that I personally don't know that are out there that are good. But from what I've seen, I just don't know what the WWE is looking for. So to say what I think and what they're going to take is, few and far between.
Okay, we've made the position on this program before that wrestling has gone away from the managers and the great mouthpieces like Mouth of the South. And you had Bobby Heenan, you had Captain Lou Albano, and you had all these guys that could talk for the wrestlers that didn't have quite so much charisma or didn't have the mic skills. And why do you think we've gone away from that? I mean, it's such a simple fix for a guy that's got maybe the look and the presence but just can't talk.
It just, I think it just all goes back to showmanship. It's taking away the entertaining factor. What was great about Bobby the Brain Heenan, he was a weasel. Everyone wanted to smack him, and that's what you need. You need counterparts in there in wrestling. And for whatever reason, it all boils down to going away from entertainment, and that's what this wheel was founded on. Wrestling is the wheel of entertainment. Now they're trying to make it something different. You can't. When Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant what did they wrestle for? 90,000. Other than WrestleMania, or that was WrestleMania, but they don't have those kind of crowds. They don't have those people that are just diehard fans like they used to because of entertainment. And it's just sad to see, especially something that I really liked when I was a kid, and now it's totally different.
Is there any women that you are training right now?
Yeah, there's currently a couple women down at the school that are training. None of them are really performing yet. They're really all new, so they don't have characters, so I can't really divulge their information yet. You got to look out for them when they come out to the independents. And also on October 27th, we have two girls going to be wrestling too. We have actually Candy Cartwright, and she has a mystery opponent for Tina San Antonio. So that's definitely going to be interesting because Candy is definitely a girl that's off the deep end.
Yeah, I like these names you're coming up with, Candy Cartwright, and whoever's making up these names is doing a good job, that's for sure.
Well, you're definitely creating some characters, which we were just saying is truly lacking. So what you're telling us is that your gym isn't necessarily a boys' club.
No, it's not. It's definitely family-based. It's definitely, I can teach anyone anything, just as long as they're willing to learn. As long as they're willing to give me 100%, I can teach them to be something in the wrestling business. I can't take someone that doesn't have drive or determination and make them a wrestler. But I can. If you have drive and determination, I can make you something in this wrestling business. I guarantee that.
It's got to come from within.
Yep, it definitely does. Mm-hmm. Because no matter what, it's just like anything. If you can learn carpentry, but if you don't want to build a house, it's not going to get built by you sitting there.
My dad always said, God rest his soul, like if you're going to go to work, you're going to punch a clock, you might as well enjoy what you're doing.
That's it, and that's exactly why I actually became successful. I love what I do in wrestling. This is something that I've always wanted to do, especially from being a child on. And 95% of people can't say that in life. And at the end of my life, I can always say, successful wherever I made it. Thank God I'm successful. But I did what I loved. I can look back at my life and say that, and I have no regrets.
That's all you can ask for in life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
How about the road? Tell us, you got any crazy stories about the road? Everybody's got them.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely have some crazy stories on the road, but
Mind you, PG.
PG TV. So realistically, this isn't a crazy story, but it's definitely a story that should be told a lot more. Everyone has outlandish, out there stories, but the story I want to say about being on the road is where you go, everyone and people are everywhere I go, people have always treated me well. I've always heard things about, like before I went to Mexico, or before I went to Canada, or before I went to Europe. Things are crazy over there. I'm going to get mugged. I'm going to get stabbed. I'm going to get killed. All those things. I hear all those stories. But every place I went, I've nothing but been respected and taken care of. And I have no bad stories. Like a lot of people have stories about Mexico and England and Europe. And honestly, I just don't put myself in those situations. So I really am family oriented. So I'm not really out there living a crazy life.
And you just got back from England not too long ago, correct?
Yeah, I just, about 3 weeks ago I came back. I won 2 titles over there. I won a tag team title with Farron, the CAW tags, and I also won title number 15, which is the Catch Pro Wrestling Pride Catch title, which I'm actually defending in certain companies that want me to defend that title. So any of my belts are up for grab as long as the company will let me defend it.
So just being on the indie scene, you're just traveling all over the United States, the world sometimes.
Yeah, yes, I am, and that's just all about treating this like a business. If you treat anything seriously and like a business, you'll be successful. And a lot of these guys they treat it like it's a party, and that I'm going to do a show once a month here or there, and they go home and wonder why they're not successful. It's because they're not trained and they don't have the right perseverance and understanding of what this is. It's a wrestling business. It's not anything less than that.
Can't treat it like it was part-time work.
Yeah, if you treat it like it's part-time, it's going to be part-time.
Mm-hmm.
If you treat it like it's a weekend thing, it's a weekend thing. If you treat it like it's a full-time thing, eventually it will be a full-time business for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we'd like to thank Mr. Von Schmidt. Real quick, if you can do, I know you don't have your ring gear, but if you can do a promo about your upcoming show, maybe a little bit of in character, that would be awesome.
Sure, no problem.
October 27th, come out and see me, Joseph Von Schmidt, at PWA, Shelton, Boys and Girls Club, one positive place where I am going to win the PWA International title, and that will be number 16.
WWE, that's how you do it. Get some guys that can do that.
Thank you, sir.
I like that.
Thank you, sir. Now, Jay, I understand you have an interview as well.
Yes, recently I went to an autograph signing up in Enfield. Big Van Vader was there. I don't have any interview with him right now queued up anyway, but I actually, I'd have to interview him somewhere else. He wasn't really ready to be interviewed at that point.
Wow.
But, however, we had some indie stars there. Stars from NEFW, New England Frontier Wrestling.
New England Frontier Wrestling. And where are they based out of?
They do a lot of shows mostly out of Chicopee, Massachusetts.
Okay.
We were going to contact their
promotions.
Vice President of Talent Relations, I believe he's called tonight, but due to technical difficulties, we might have to hold off on that until next week.
Okay.
But I did manage to interview a couple of their champions, their world champion and I believe their United States champion. So
Here we go.
here we go. Let's go to that footage, if it's all ready. Hollywood J. Williams here for the Squared Circle once again with the NEFW New England Frontier Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the World, Christian Frost. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing, Jay Williams?
Great.
Glad to be on here.
Yeah, any thoughts about the Vader signing here today?
You know what? Hopefully there will be a better turnout. You know, Vader's one of the biggest guys in the business and definitely deserves for people to come out and shake his hand and say hi. Other than that, you know what? For what it is, we're having fun. We're doing what we're doing.
Exactly, because it's what it's all about. Whether you get 5 people out here or 500 people out here, you're just out here for the fans, and that's what counts the most.
Absolutely.
So you guys got a card coming October 13th.
Yes, we do.
Chicopee,
Yes, we do.
Massachusetts. Who will you be taking on, defending your title against that evening?
It's actually going to be Christian Frost versus Brian Fury, Firebrand Brian Fury. So Fury, if you end up seeing this, Christian Frost says, "I've got the belt. Come October 13th, I'm going to still have the belt, but I'll see you in the ring."
I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be up there once again.
Great.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, Hollywood J. Williams, biggest icon in North Haven here for the Squared Circle. I am here with NEFW U.S. Champion Johnny Slats. How you doing?
Doing good, my man. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're here at the Enfield Square Mall at the autograph signing for Vader and various NEFW stars. What do you think about the turnout today?
So far, it's been pretty good. I'm surprised how many we had. Really good turnout. You know, it's always nice to be, here with a Hall of Famer and Vader. Also here today with Christian Frost, our world champion in NEFW. So it's been a good time. Got a lot of good fans, and hopefully we're going to see them all turn out on October 13th.
And you'll be defending your U.S. title on October 13th?
Absolutely. I got a big match with Zach Beaulieu. Been building up a nice big rivalry with him. So we got a score to settle, and I keep this here with me. Hopefully next time and on the 13th.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the 13th. I always enjoy those shows. I'd encourage all our viewers out there to take the ride up to Chicopee. It's a great facility. You'll have a very, very, very family-orientated organization. So it was a pleasure meeting you.
You too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh,
That was one
great
of my
job.
interviews.
Great job, Jay. Yeah, Chicopee, Mass is only a hop, skip, and a jump away. And, you got to support the independent scene because you're going to see today's stars, tomorrow's stars today, I should say.
Yeah, we could sit here, we could talk about Raw, SmackDown, and TNA, but, 50% of what I'd like to talk about, make a priority of it is talking about these indie shows.
As I said the last time, and not many people can say in reality that they saw Bruce Springsteen at the Stone Pony. Everybody says they did, but you're going to be able to see the next WWE champion, the next TNA champion, the next TV star. Right in your backyard. Chicopee, Mass, Shelton, Connecticut,
Bristol, Connecticut.
Bristol, Connecticut. Local shows. We have them on our website. We promote them on our website, our Facebook page. You got to check them out. It's really worth it. It's fun. Like Jay says, it's family oriented. It's relatively inexpensive. Whereas you go to a TNA event, you go to a WWE event, it can run into a few dollars. And you go see a man like JOSEF VON SCHMIDT, you get a higher level of entertainment for better bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm. Joseph, did you happen to know those two people that I interviewed?
Yeah, I know. I know who they are. Actually, the second guy who came in, that you interviewed actually came down to train with me a few times at my school. Mm-hmm. So that's why he's probably the champ now.
There you
Explain a
go.
lot.
Champions in training. So yeah, absolutely. You know, you've got right here in our backyard. New Haven is 5-minute ride away from here, and you can go down and check out and see what's happening. And like I said, tomorrow's stars today, right in your backyard.
Right.
Definitely. 234-0025 if you have any questions for myself or John or our guest here, Joseph von Schmidt. We'll be here for another 15 minutes. But any thoughts about anything else? Maybe what's going to happen tonight on Raw?
I'm expecting they're going to lead up to the next pay-per-view, which is Hell in a Cell. I'd like to see what they're going to do with John Cena and his injury. How serious that really is, and how they're going to play into that. And I hope to have some sort of explanation for Big Show, because it's still a thorn in my side about that.
Just comes in out of nowhere, and that's it.
Yeah. And you want to say like storyline? Well, there is no story there. Just walk on.
That's it.
I like a walk-on part to walk into a championship match.
That'd be great. We have another phone call, John, if you will.
All right, here we go.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I'm really enjoying the show tonight with Joseph von Schmidt,
Oh, thank you.
and I'd like to wish him luck in the pursuit of his next title.
Thank you.
And I just have a comment. I want to get your opinion on this, gentlemen. What do you think of other cable access shows out there that don't deliver on their promised trivia prizes?
Oh, well, we haven't done a contest ourselves yet, and I really, I don't want to put anybody down. Things happen, I don't know the circumstances, but, if you do make a promise and you do offer a prize or some sort of giveaway or a gift, you got to deliver on it. It's a simple thing. Whether or not I would have to drive there myself and take care of it.
There's a company out there with a famous slogan. It's a local company. Others promise and we deliver. And if I were to ever have any kind of contest, I mean, I would have to say I'd act on whatever I said I was going to do.
And I would do whatever it takes to get the listener and the viewer satisfied. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain you, and if I make a promise to you, I'm going to do everything in my power to take care of it.
Yep.
Well, you guys have a great show and keep up the great work.
Well, why don't you guys have a contest? Like, do your first contest tonight. Whatever you guys want to make, we'll give PWI will give a 4-pack of tickets to October 27th. You guys come up with a contest, and you guys can give them out, deliver them that way.
All right,
so
Tom.
you guys will help you with your first show giveaway.
Tom, we're going to clear the lines, and we're going to come up with maybe a question, and
We'll have to come up with our own
try to call back. All right, Tommy?
trivia questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that kind of puts us on the spot. But
Well, no, you don't have to do it today, but sometime within the next 2 shows that you do,
We'll be on the next 2 weeks.
We'll honor the 4-pack. You just let us know. You give me send me a message of the person who won, and we'll take care of it, and we'll make sure that you deliver. How's that?
Wow, look at that,
I think I think you might have put a smile on Mr. Dacey's face.
Yeah, there we are. Joseph von Schmidt delivering for us.
That's it.
See, here we
Others
are.
promise, we deliver.
So we will come up with some sort of scheme next week to give away this 4-pack of tickets to the upcoming event, October 27th. Wow, I'm nonplussed.
We can do it.
Yes,
I
we
think
can.
we can pull it off. I think we can pull it
It
off.
won't be easy on your part. You're going to have to work for it.
We'll make them work. We'll come up with name all the members of the York Foundation or something.
Oh, I don't even know if I can do that. Tell us who Aces and Eights is. There we go. There we go.
Tell us who Aces and Eights. We'll bring you on.
I don't even think
as
I don't
a
even think
guest.
TNA knows yet.
They probably don't. Well, TNA might have to ask like General Hospital or something who Aces and Eights are, or All My Children Will Like to Live.
It's possible. Well, with all the soap operas going off the air,
It could be one. It could be somebody from one of those shows.
It could be. There's a lot of out-of-work soap opera actors and writers, which I think are migrating to wrestling the way the storylines are going. What's going on with Batista?
Batista, he's starting out in the mixed martial arts.
What's he been up to?
He's been training to be in the MMA. He's scheduled to start next weekend, but he doesn't have an opponent right now because his first opponent, named Rashid Evans, not the UFC star, but some other kind of star, MMA, whatever, he's in jail. He got out of jail, and he went back in, and they thought he was going to be able to do the match, and now he's not. And another opponent, the backup, guy named Bruno McKee, says, you know what, I'm just not ready for Batista. So they have absolutely no idea who they're going to throw at him next week.
Well, possibly Batista can pull the old Jericho trick where he just gets in the ring, challenges the man, and then if he doesn't show up, he wins by default. So Batista can go, he could be the next undefeated MMA star and never have to fight one match if his opponents keep landing themselves.
I know he's pretty scary, but stay out of jail. Batista will definitely give you a good fight if you want to fight. That's for sure.
Come to think of it, The Man with the Iron Fist, a new martial arts film coming out, has Batista as a co-star.
Really?
It'd be interesting to see because I've seen the other two films he was in. He was in one of the straight-to-video Scorpion King DVDs, and he really didn't have much of a role. And he did a movie with Rob Van Dam, Wrong Side of Town, and I wouldn't even recommend that at Redbox. Sorry, fellas, but this one is Quentin Tarantino approved, so I always like QT. So we'll keep our eyes open for that. Batista coming to a theater near you.
You could go into acting then, just as easily.
I don't think anybody will be more successful than The Rock.
No.
Man right here. What else we got, Jay?
Yeah, smell what The Rock is cooking. And one of The Rock's relatives, Samoa Joe, is the new TV champion in TNA. He made history by becoming the third person to be the Grand Slam champion over there in TNA. First two being AJ Styles and Abyss. So congratulations to him. And he's going to have a very tough because ever since Hulk Hogan took over as GM, you have to defend that TV title on TV every single week.
And we haven't really seen that every single week. Talk about not delivering on what you promised. Hulk Hogan came out and says it's going to be defended every week.
It's supposed to be. Now what happened?
Right.
Aces and Eights, that's what happened.
Well, you still can't get distracted from your own, storylines from your own company, and with the departure of Dudley,
Devon Dudley.
Thank you.
Devon Dudley.
With the departure of Devon, that kind of left things up in the air. Well,
sad to see Devon go.
Yeah. Well, we might see him again soon somewhere else.
So yeah.
Maybe in Connecticut.
Maybe. This will be the first time that Bully Ray's actually working by himself.
Yes.
For a company by himself without Devon.
Right. We will see what happens here.
And also, I want to say one more thing before we go. Jerry Lawler, they're kind of pinpointing, not exactly, but they're thinking maybe October 16th. He's going to be at a SmackDown taping.
Oh, that'll be great. To see the return of the King, with no Lord of the Rings aside, to see the return of the King would be great. He's a beloved icon in the business. He's been around forever. Everybody knows who he is. I've met the man myself. Wonderful fella, nicest guy you want to meet, and God help him with his recovery. And it'll be great to see him back on the air.
He looked really great last week.
Yes, he did. And it's a great thing to see, and it's the coverage that WWE has given him. And I'm not the biggest Cole fan at all, but Michael Cole has handled the whole situation very well, and it's a good thing to see when reality hits reality TV, that they got this one right.
Yeah, they never really thought about it. Live television and anything can happen.
Yeah,
And
anything
that's
can happen.
exactly what happened.
Well, before we close out, I'd like to thank once again Joseph von Schmidt. What a great time we've had, and this hour has flown by like crazy. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, thank you guys for having me. Enjoyed the show, and I too enjoyed catching up on all the wrestling news and activities. And I actually wrestled Devon about 2 months ago, when he was still the television champion over in Lancaster, PA. Great guy. He definitely is a professional, and I'm sure that you'll see him very soon somewhere. And again, if anyone out there is serious about becoming a pro wrestler, come down to 33 Chestnut Street in New Haven, Connecticut, the Powerhouse Wrestling Academy, and we'll see if we can make your dreams come true.
Definitely, and you can also, he has Facebook page for the Powerhouse Wrestling Academy.
Yeah, it's just facebook.com/Powerhouse Wrestling. That'll bring right up our page, and you'll get all the information, all the details right there.
And yourself personally, it's Facebook.
Yeah, you can Google search me, Joseph von Schmidt. I'll probably be the first or second to come up. But
It's all over Google.
yeah, but no, you can find me at my personal website is vonschmidtnation.com. That has all my updates, calendars, championship titles, everything about my history, and all my upcoming shows and countries that I'll be at. So everyone out there, this actually is my home state. I was born and raised in Milford, Connecticut.
Beautiful town.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the support and all the love that you guys showed me. And it's definitely good to be back. October 27th. It's been a long time since I've really actively wrestled here in Connecticut, and it's definitely good to be back. So I hope to see everyone out there October 27th in Shetland, Connecticut.
Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
That's going to wrap things up pretty much here.
Yeah, great show, fellas.
Well, thank you very much. Next week we will be back with hopefully another exciting guest here.
And the details of our contest.
The details
Thanks
of our
to Mr.
contest.
Von Schmidt once again.
Exactly. So I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night and good luck.
John Zimmerman, and do the same.